Hello and welcome the Reds to Anfield Road TV. It's me, Kev, on his holidays, and obviously Ricky from the 1892 Reds TV. Basically, we'll get straight to Kev with those glasses. It's nice that you're obviously we're speaking off air, like you're rubbing it in because you got some nice weather out there. Hope you're having a very good holiday, mate. And how's it going?
Yeah, that's good. How are you, lads? How's everybody back home? Yeah, it's good. Good holiday so far. Really hot. It's like 40 degrees. That's nice. Too hot for an Irishman, especially a Viking-style Irishman. You know, we can get close to a fire, but not the sun. That's all I can say. Too hot.
So, yeah, Ricky, you haven't been in your holidays, have you, over the last 24 hours? It feels like we're on our holidays because we're actively in the transfer market, mate. So everyone's in a good mood in terms of the Liverpool fan base, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought we would spend some money this summer?
Hey, yeah, so welcome, chat. If you are watching on the repeat, do get involved. Massive thank you to everyone on the last video as well, and even on over the last couple of weeks as well that has been getting involved, interacting with the channel as well on all the social media platforms. You're very welcome. Join the community of Reds from around the world. It's amazing. Obviously, everyone's watching from America, obviously Africa as well, like all the different continents as well. So it's fantastic and really appreciate the support. If we can get the like target to at least 100 on today's episode, that'd be very much appreciated. Obviously, we'll be going through a lot of talking points today, or the latest, and as potentially as we're on air, there might be a couple of stories breaking this evening from all the other well-respected journalists as well. We'll keep an eye on that as well. But big up there, Lee. How are we, lads? Hope you're having a good evening, mate. But Kev, obviously, we'll firstly go to this story. I get your thoughts because I spoke to Connor and I spoke to Ricky yesterday as well. But obviously later, after the video did go out live last night, Romano did follow up the tweet that we did discuss in that video yesterday. More on Federico Chiesa, exclusive story. Understand Chiesa has given us full availability to join Liverpool after initial talks. He's excited about the possibility, and contract won't be an issue. Juve want Chiesa to leave and are asking for a pricing around 15 million euros that me and Ricky did discuss last night. Obviously, the thoughts on it, mate. It's good.
What a player. I don't care what his record's been recently with injuries. That dude was as sought after as Kvaratskhelia is now. He was as sought after 2 years ago, just before he got that injury. And he's still got it in him. He's played 33 games last season. He's still dancing around people for fun. He's 25, 26 years old?
26.
There's the potential to get him back on track, no problem. I mean, if you look at Joe Gomez after a major injury, took him a couple of seasons, but he's back to his full fitness now. If you look at Virgil van Dijk, he was gone for a season or so, didn't get back to his best when he first came back. He's only just got back to his best in the last season. It takes a couple of seasons, lad, for a player like that to get back to his best. And all I can say is, Chiesa, whoa, Chiesa, whoa. He came for 13 mil. Arrivals fuming still. Chiesa.
Oh, no. we're not having a sing-song.
I don't know, man. That's not a sing-song.
No, we've had enough of them. We've had enough of them sing songs from Liverpool fan channels over the last couple of weeks as well.
I'm on my holidays. I can get away with it. I can get away with it. I'm on my holidays.
Yeah, there we go. We'll let you off. Especially when they don't sign, it doesn't look good. But it's all good. Hopefully he doesn't turn us down after a PowerPoint anyway. So, Rick, obviously we spoke about it last night. Obviously, this story is ever changing every single hour. Obviously, we spoke about what are you smiling at, lads? What did we see?
I just got this comment.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. He's on his holidays.
About 11, Connor. I'm grand, don't worry.
Yeah, there's Ricky on the hard stuff. He's on the Coke. Coca-Cola might not be
random,
well.
Strawberry
stuff. Get that product placement in the video, lads. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Other items and products are available. So chat before we speak about nonsense product placements and other products and all that, mate. Hopefully Chiesa will be a fantastic addition and Ricky, we were speaking about
I was going to kill you online last night. Will you ever get that lad's name right?
Go on.
Chiesa. No CH. It's think of it as a K. CH is a K.
Oh, there we go. I'm back in English class. Oh,
it's like Robertson to Robertson all over again, isn't it?
there we go. But Rick, I was speaking to you, lads. Behave, Kev. You're on your holidays. But it's thoughts on him, mate. Obviously, it's. Do you think this video will much more? I'm anticipating. I think every Liverpool fan out there is very much. It will be a foregone conclusion in the next 24 hours. We're just awaiting on the here we go tweet from Fabrizio. Really, mate. It's. Obviously, we'll speak about the squad depth in a couple of minutes as well, and we'll analyse the squad and the weaknesses within this squad, mate. But are you hoping Liverpool try and get this deal wrapped up as quickly as possible, and then obviously swiftly move on to other targets? We'll speak about obviously Stefan Bajčetić, where he will be going in the next couple of days, and where that obviously future team does lie, mate. But just thoughts on Chiesa, mate, over the last 24 hours off the back of the video we did do yesterday.
Yeah, I'm hoping it gets sort of concluded tonight / tomorrow morning, because we need to move on. It's Wednesday tomorrow. The deadline day is at 11 o'clock Friday. So there's a centre half to go get. So let's get this deal done. Latest tomorrow lunchtime, then hopefully we're moving on that, because I still expect 2 more to come through the door, hopefully. So we need to start moving a bit quick.
Yeah, chat. Let us know your thoughts on this.
You're still greedy, Rick. You're still very greedy.
Mate, listen, if we're selling half the academy and letting Bajčetić and Morton go on loan, we've got to bring someone in.
Yeah, right. Well, you've teased us perfectly, lads. We'll go straight into it. We won't waste any time as well, chat, for anyone watching on the repeat. Obviously, I've made a little graph today in terms of obviously Mazraoui coming in at 2025. But in terms of obviously, I've put the question marks on my opinion, chat. Let us know any changes as well. I've put obviously the possible outs or possible question marks in terms of the squad over the next couple of seasons. Rick, we'll start with you. I've gone Gomez, question mark, Costas, question mark, Jones and Endo. In terms of the squad depth, you look at the key, and obviously Robbo probably in about 3-4 years' time, when he's probably anticipating him to retire at Liverpool, but I think we're quite sound with Robbo down the left. In terms of looking at that squad depth, putting aside obviously a lot of the young players as well, there's no Bajčetić, notably, I haven't included because we'll speak about his departure from the football club in the next possible couple of hours as well. Any changes or whatnot to add to that, mate? Or
I think we're too short.
In what areas?
In midfield. I think we're too short in midfield. I think we're 1 short at centre half, because I think Gomez goes. So if Gomez goes, we need to bring someone in straight away. It's not even we let Gomez go, then we start looking around for. We need the person agreed to sign, price agreed roughly, and then get him in if we're letting Gomez go. Can't see Costas going this late. Endo, I think he might go in January instead. I think he'll stay just purely because of the midfield numbers. I mean, we're one injury away from 2 people for a 2-man position in Gravenberch and Endo. If McAllister gets injured, because you can't rely on Curtis Jones. And then Szoboszlai and Elliott will be further forward. I like the attacking depth. People saying, we don't need another forward. It's all right. So,
lad, we're finished if Salah gets injured down that, right?
That's what I'm saying. So Chiesa is very, very good. Very good. So that depth's fine. The right back depth's fine. The goalkeeper depth's fine. Centre half and another centre midfielder for me has got to be a priority in the next 3 days. Will it happen? Probably not.
It's centre half to me screams at it. Okay, as Rick said there, mate. The centre half position, and chat. Let us know your thoughts. Obviously, I get Luke obviously to Ricky. Sorry, that used to be Luke and Ricky be on the show together. First time I've done that, mate. Apologies. Kev, in terms of centre half, Ricky's spot on. I think we can all agree. If we can get Chiesa over the line, thank God I'm not doing the interview. It'd be fuming. It was his first interview on the bill. Centre half depth, mate. Possible. Obviously, Gakey, obviously a big name. Colwell has been linked over the last couple of seasons as well. Nothing's really materialised in terms of him. Obviously, a centre half at RB Leipzig as well. Lebecki, obviously we spoke about last night as well. So for you,
There's Tim McCann as well, and all these kind of guys.
Do you anticipate? Do you think it'd be more a case for you a centre half than a DM, to say the least?
Oh yeah, because of the double pivot, I think it's more important that if Gomez leaves that we get a centre half in. As I said, I'm probably in agreement with most other people that I think that we need a left-footed centre half that can play like a multitude of places. There's a few of them out there. I'm not too sure. Is Gahey left-footed or is he right-footed?
Yeah, he's left-footed.
He's left-footed. I mean, there's a no-brainer there. If Gomez is going one way, we should hijack that deal for Gahey to Newcastle. And Gomez at 35 million trade in value, another 35 million on top of that would see Crystal Palace get 35 million plus a player worth about 40 million for me.
He come out today, innit? Eddie Howe. They asked Eddie Howe today, is a centre half or a right wing coming? He said no.
They're not coming in.
I mean, it don't look like they're centre half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So well then, if that's the case, I'd still be hijacking the deal for Gahey, or he'd be one of my first choices, or you could just go all out right now and while you're in the Italian league, send a few lads over to Bastoni and get him in straight away. You could play left back and back up. You could probably do a deal there with Simicast the other way. Anybody like that, I'd like to get in. I don't want a placement. We've already had replacements with Seth Vandenberg. If Gomez leaves, we need somebody who's just as utilitarian, as I say, utilitarian, as you said.
Do we know what Nat Phillips is doing? Because I don't know if he's going to be part of the new Oasis announcements or something with his girlfriend or whatnot with Noel Gallagher and all that. I think he's
like Phillips to go over there and become a worldie in Italy.
Yeah,
he'll just come back all tanned and Gucci, like with a few chains and stuff like that, man. All mafia style. You know what I mean?
He's available for loan, Nat Phillips.
Yeah, I think. Sure.
Be available for sale with Costa Simicast and get Bastoni in. The two guys, send them over there and still hand them 40 million.
Just call him Nat Maldini, and Milan might actually take a bit of interest in him. But it's frustrating, though, Rick, and I think it must be frustrating for Nat Phillips. I get, or he must be just one of those players. Obviously, he puts himself in a line. He never really moans, but I think it's very easy when you're probably sat on 20 odd grand a week or 40 odd grand a week, and you're not even on the bench really for Liverpool or that. Why is he never gained a lot of interest? Obviously, his quality as a player. Do we overhype it really to a point in terms of Nat Phillips, Rick, or do you think just no clubs actually just analysed him as a profile of a player and just taking the plunge on him? Obviously, he had that loan, was it at Celtic last season? Got the injury, didn't really work out, so. It's just strange, mate. Every window that goes by, it's just another year off his contract. That just seems to we struggle to get him off the wage bill or just away.
Yeah, it's because after that 6 months he had for Liverpool, after we had all them injuries, I think we overpriced him. I think we wanted 30 mil for him that summer. We're never getting that. We then lowered it to 25 mil one other season. Then it went down to 20 mil. Then he got a couple of loans to Bournemouth, Celtic. Ain't really done much there. And I think Liverpool have killed his career in a way by overpricing him. I think this summer we turned down 6 million because we wanted 8. Just let him go. Take the 6 mil and go. Right.
It's just mad. What do you put that down to as well? Chat, let us know your thoughts. Obviously, I think every Liverpool fan wants the best for Nat Phillips. I'd love to see him playing established in the Premier League. Obviously, he probably won't be his face and straight in team, but he can certainly do a job. Certainly, for an Ipswich, I'd say he certainly improves their centre back positions drastically. Adds European experience, Champions League football, Premier League experience as well. And
put him next to Greaves and he'll do well. I'd say I think the two lads will do well together. At Ipswich, Greaves is a good centre back for me. I think he's done pretty well since he came into the Premier League and for them so far. I think Nat Phillips, for me, you could get 20 million euro from around Europe and probably what's that, about 16 million pounds or something like that. I don't think Liverpool like to take any like really big losses on their players, especially a player that's on a highway. They want to recoup the wages that they've paid him already over a number of years. And I think somebody will buy to him because they know he's a handy player. But it's I think somebody will, but I don't think we've really put him on the market for sale. We've always kept him in because he's happy staying in the wings, and not many players are happy to be like sixth choice and come in when we desperately need him. You know what I mean? So I think he's been stuck in that bracket, and he was happy there. His dad was at Bolton, wasn't he, as a footballer? So I think like if an offer comes in from even around the 10 million mark, I take it straight away and just make the money as fast as you can. Just moving that on and give him a chance at the rest of his career. How old is he now? Like 25?
I'll quickly get it up anyway. But
Who, Phillips? He's about 27, 28.
Is he 27, 28? Yeah, man. Just get the money from now and just recoup his wages and that he spent on him, and then just let him go. Let him enjoy his football somewhere. I think he would have suited somebody at Palace as well. They like kind of lumbering, headering defenders.
Do a swap deal with Nat Phillips with Bramthwaite. I don't know. Don't know. That's a joke, by the way, everyone, for any Evertonians.
I think Phillips would just play anywhere for you, man. I think he would actually go to Italy and play in Italy and not even think about it twice. And get somebody else in from that area, or go to Germany. You get a Hincapié there. You could send him to.
The German clubs are absolutely skint.
Yeah,
like look at
he's cheap anyway.
Well, Leverkusen couldn't afford Sepp van der Berg, could they?
And that Mainz were trying to sign Sepp van der Berg for 5 million for the best part of 2 years, and we were like, nah, just cough up the pennies, will you, boys?
But Mainz is the Ipswich Town of there. They've come up through a couple of, only because of Klopp have they kind of hung around in the
but they're not penny pinching the bun. I know obviously they've come a long way, Mainz, but come on,
Leverkusen could spend 10 million on that Phillips, no problem.
Yeah, that's because they've just won the league, though, isn't it? Like it's we'll speak obviously with the outgoings as well, chat. We'll get to all your comments as well. Pick up the Cop. Timber's release clause, 28 mil, and Rebecca and Gertrude, you can get cheap as well.
Yeah.
I don't
know how we're going to get Gertrude, and then that just ruins Conor Bradley's future.
No, if there was going to be a final player, it would have been the lad that went to the Premier League team. Weaver.
Yeah, I was thinking as well. Yeah, he would have been the one that I would have probably grabbed him, or I'll go back to one of my faves, David Hanco.
No.
He's left-footed, lads. He's utility player. He'd probably be better than Costas.
Lad,
that's what I said.
We're not a championship team. We can't be going for players like David Hanco.
With Weaver, he's playing for Brighton, and we know how good their data lads are in terms of analysing and identifying very good footballers as well. Inacio, Charlie, I think he'll be staying in the Portuguese league, mate. I think there's enough good teams out there that would have identified him. Obviously, he did sign that contract improvements. I think it was 12 months ago in Inacio, and that was with a bigger buyout clause, only by about 5-10 million euros as well. It's not a big buyout. I think it's in around 40 to 50 million euros. And if he was that good, I think other teams, Ricky, in Europe would have already got him by now. I think for me, there's a reason why teams haven't gone out and got him, because let's be honest, it's Sporting Lisbon not pulling up trees at the minute. Obviously, they've won a couple of titles over the last couple of years, but if he was that good, I think clubs out there in Europe, and considering obviously he's a left-sided centre half, there's not a lot of very elite level centre halves. Obviously, Inacio's still a very young centre half, mate. But I think he's just one of them that a lot of football fans in Europe just kind of big him up too much to a greater extent.
Yeah, he's got Real Madrid or the Italian league written all over him eventually. Maybe Atletico eventually as well, but he won't be coming over to the Prem. I don't think he's tall enough to play centre back in the Prem.
All right, Carragher, like, calm down. Yeah, there we go.
He's not your typical built centre half. like your Konates, your Van Dijks, your Braithwaites, your
Martinez.
yeah. He's more of a free back as well in that sense. So it's not really a 4-back.
I could say the same thing about Hanko when I'm saying it. So he's a defensive midfielder that was playing left back the whole time for Feyenoord.
Yeah, he could probably play in the Championship or League One,
yeah.
but
this notion, and sorry lads, I'll just put it out there. I'm not buying. It just comes down to watched all the documentaries. I wasn't sat there watching Italia Match Today back in 1970 or whatnot when Franco Baresi was lacing up his boots alongside the legendary centre-half in Italian football at that time. But he was a man that wasn't the tallest. Cannavaro, one of the best centre-halves ever to play the game. Baresi, they were all about yay big, and I say yay big, they were much bigger than me. So
it depends. Those defenders played with space, right? So they didn't allow anybody. Yeah, they didn't allow anybody to get on top of them or have to challenge with headers or like that. They created space by dropping completely so deep that when the ball was received them, they would never attack because lads were just sick of pressing them because they would just play around them and tire them out.
They still have to take defend corners and everything. No, mate, I'm not buying this notion like that.
No, they stuck some midfielders at the taller midfielders and a couple of centre backs that were there, but Cannavaro would always be at the front post or covering the runner at the back post. It depends on who they were playing against. So he wouldn't have to kind of defend the mid really. So he'd be the first clearance.
So chatting, apologies, that's a bit off script. We're going on that's another centre half debate in terms of I think if a defender's a defender, it just comes down to how you time your headers and all that. Like look at Tim Cahill in the Premier League, and even when it's time at Millwall, Kevin Nolan wasn't the tallest. If it comes down to your determination, your ability to obviously get that great technique. Bajčetić will go into the next story now. He is Reds. Kev, obviously we had Romano this today as well, it was last night as well in regards to Stefan Bajčetić. RB Salzburg in advanced talks to sign Stefan Bajčetić on loan from Liverpool. Negotiations are final stages with details to be clarified, but already underway as Pep Lijnders wants Stefan. Clubs in Spain also wanted him, but RB Salzburg are now close. Thoughts on that, mate? It's a good move for him.
Yeah, I think it's a great move, man. I think Pep can turn him into the player that we all know he can become to come back to Liverpool and just set him up really, because I think it's the perfect coach to go under. Like as he developed under club, I think Lijnders has his own style of play over there as well that will suit a couple of pivot roles and stuff like that. So if you can train him up under Lijnders and make him work his hard and get him back to full fitness and send him back to Liverpool, ready to sit in alongside if need be, Gravenberch or McAllister or any of these lads, I think it's a great move for him. Even just to be back up to those guys. I mean, that's an extra player right there that we thought we were getting a couple of seasons ago until that injury. And for that last 6 months of that season, he was the best player on the pitch nearly every single game.
Have you seen that Fabrizio tweeted about Chiesa? It's the exact same thing he said last night.
Yeah, it's more or less what we spoke about last night. Literally what they did. So obviously, it's so obviously we spoke about it as well. Nice one there, Rick, as well. I did have some of the lads messaging me as well as of being on air. More or less, as Rick said, chat, not much has changed. More or less, as we discussed last night, Liverpool in discussions, we've inquired. And obviously, as we said from the tweet at the top of the show, Chiesa is very much favouring a Liverpool move. All this talk about Barcelona's skint. They're literally having to offload about 5 players before they can even register Dani Olmo. So they are finished for the next 10, 15 years. Me and Rick were saying this week. They are gonna for even balancing the books for the next 10 years.
Why did he even go? What a player! Why did he even go there? I get Barca of old, but Barca now is Chelsea, is like Chelsea now against Chelsea of old. When
even
they
before
first
the money.
Even before the money, it's horrible. It's nuts. So I don't know why a player like that is after going there, to be honest, because I mean they were picking up Adama Traore and all of these type of players, in the last couple of seasons, and they weren't picking up the big money signings that you'd see. They were making money back off Neymar, and that was just to even try and balance the books. And now they're in massive debt again. So, I don't.
Yeah, Rick. Stefan Bajčetić, chat. Let us know your thoughts on Stefan Bajčetić. It's going to be interesting as we spoke about the squad depth as well already on tonight's show. For me, I said to you yesterday off air, I do think there is a world long term for Liverpool where we let Bajčetić and Tyler Morton go and leave the football club, mainly due to the fact of, I know Kev's alludes to, we all know his qualities, but from a fundamental footballing principle and how Arne Slot wants his footballers to play, I think he might have been the old guard of a stylistic type of player, of a Klopp type player that suited Klopp's
Is that Martin, is it?
Morton and Bajčetić for me, Rick. But thoughts on Bajčetić going potentially made on loan, and then just in terms of those two players for me.
So if he weren't injured last season, all of last season, Bajčetić would be going on loan this season. It'd be part of Slot's plans in that double pivot role. He's a young player, missed a lot of football. So I'm gutted that he's going on loan because I thought he would have got a chance under Slot, and the amount of midfielders that we have for that double pivot role don't make sense. But at least he's going somewhere where he knows in terms of the coaching staff. Pep Linders, Vitor Matos are both there. So they know him very well, so they can develop him in the way we need him to.
That's working out handy for us, though, when it makes in the long term.
Well, so FSG do not need to go multi-club model because you've got Salzburg sitting right there with old employees that you can potentially take. Like they took Bobby Clark, we've got a selling clause and we've got first refusal on him. We're loaning Bajčetić out there for them to give him game time. They're in the Champions League. They'll probably win their league quite easily this season. I think he's unbeaten and they've scored quite a few goals over there. But Salzburg do have a lot of midfielders, which is a bit concerning. But Pep Linders probably prefers Bajčetić because he knows him a little bit more, trusts him a little bit more. So potentially we'll give him more game time. Morton, I like Morton. I think he's very technically good on the ball, and I think he's good for that double pivot role. He's not
Hughes over last 24 hours.
He's probably the more out six than Bajčetić, though.
Yeah, but he's not a defensive midfielder, Morton. He's more of a ball playing creator and like a deep line playmaker. But he's linked to Leverkusen on loan, and I think that will have an option to buy. Because I think Liverpool are not going to loan these kids out when there's no options to buy. Bar Bajčetić. Ben Doak will go on loan, and he'll have a buy clause.
Possible obligation. Or
So, I get people saying, so the academy is doing exactly what the academy at a big club should be doing. Developing young players who then you can sell them for a massive fee, big profit, unless the one or two will come through and stay in the first team and make it at Liverpool, but not everyone will. Leone, on the other hand, Slot seems to really like him.
He'll get a new deal in the next 12 months. He
seems to really like Leone. Leone looks like he'll get some game time this season, whether it be League Cup, FA Cup. Like I said last night, Slot wants to play 63 games this season. That means we go the full way in everything. 63 games. There's enough games for all these players to play, so there should be no complaining. Elliott will get game time. Jones will get game time. Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Nunes, Diaz, Jota, they're all going to get game time. It's all about game management this season. Jota, Salah and Trent are three most important players this season. Need to keep them fit, rotate. That's why Chiesa is coming in.
Yeah, Kev, concur with what Rick said there, mate?
Yeah. I think it's all about the company. See, Chiesa can play a number of positions. He's not just a left wing or a right wing or a true mid. He can play in attacking midfield roles. He can play in centre midfield roles. He can play in wings and forward lines. He's a very, very, very diverse player in what he plays. But what he will do is that he'll carry the ball, he'll run the ball, and he'll make aggressive passes. He tends to really attract players to him to tackle him. So that is a kind of a suited role to a winger where he'll drag out a couple of defenders and open it up for either Salah's playing through the middle or Jota's playing through the middle, or Diaz is there. You'll probably see them get a lot more play time. if anything, his ability to hold on to the ball is staggering, to be honest with you. Close to Bobby Firmino. Bobby Firmino never used to kind of run too long with it. Only when he got a bit of space he'd run. But Chiesa tends to run at people regardless if he's got 3 or 4 feet or whether he's got 15 feet. He'll run at people and he'll turn them, So I think for rotation-wise across the season, it only bodes well for Salah because of Chiesa's recent injury worries, it's perfect for him to come on and replace Salah for the last 20 minutes. When Salah starts getting a bit fatigued, especially coming up to mid-season, you can look at, and especially when it's coming up to Ramadan and stuff like that at the end of the season, you want to give Salah this kind of, you want Salah at his peak and give him a bit of rest. Chiesa is the perfect player to come in for the 45 minutes or the 30 minutes or whatever you need. I think it's a great signing. Like he was the most sought after winger on the planet a couple of seasons ago. Like the most sought after. And the fact if we get him for 15 million euros, what's that, 12.5 million pounds?
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. It is pennies, regardless of his injury situation. That's less than Shaqiri, and he can do 20 times what Shaqiri can besides maybe free kicks. But like he's, and there's nothing wrong with Shaqiri. Shaqiri played well for us when he came on, but he was never a starter for us. He was never the guy that we kind of relied on. He kind of popped up when we needed him in that kind of way. I think it's the same as Gini Wijnaldum. Nobody expected Gini to be as diverse as a footballer as he became. In the club, we always thought him as kind of more of a forward player, but he was. But look, for me, Chiesa is a great signing. If we can top that off with a couple more, especially if Bajčetić and Gomez and Martin are leaving anywhere. We're going to need to promote. Neone is going to do a great job coming in as backup as well. I think he'll get a few games, especially cup games. But I think if we do get another defender in some way, shape, or form, or at least some sort of defensive midfield, not number 6 per se, but just some sort of centre midfielder that can cover a multitude of positions, that'd be good. I think Chiesa can play backup anyway.
Yeah, speaking on obviously outgoings possibly as well, we had this tweet from Elliot Jackson as well. In regards to Blackburn Rovers, obviously we spoke this week in terms of Elliot's development out there on loan in the Championship prior to obviously his breakout season in the Liverpool side. Obviously after his comeback from that big injury as well, Elliot, and he hasn't really looked back since. So obviously a good understanding. So Elliot goes on to say, Blackburn Rovers are in advanced talks to sign Owen Beck on loan, the left back from Liverpool, who would give them some cover for Harry Pickering. Hopefully he's not Ronnie's son. Do you not know who I am? I'm Ronnie Pickering. What a legendary video, by the way. Good relationship with Liverpool after previous deals spent last year at Dundee. Rick, obviously we spoke about it this week, as we said. This could be a very good move, considering obviously we've already spoke today, obviously the high regard that other European clubs and certainly Liverpool do have with Owen Beck in regards to if it was a loan, that would indicate quite evidently, really, in terms of his long-term future at Liverpool is very much looking quite positive. But it might turn out that this deal might be an obligation to buy, but we'll find out in the next couple of days, really, how that transpires, the deal, mate. It's important that obviously, we've mentioned a couple of youngsters, but certainly some of the youngsters within this squad that we do loan them out, they do get opportunities and they do very much develop. Because as much as well as good as our the core of our team, so like the whole squad of the first team, there's going to be, and that's only going to bode well if Liverpool are thriving, we're consistent, and we're building and we're improving, bringing in players like Chiesa, in terms of bringing him in. It's about giving players the opportunity, like Elliot, Trent, when he broke through, and obviously of the young players, but there needs to be a pathway. If it's not Liverpool at the current environment, make sure we do have clubs like Blackburn and other teams, Salzburg's, that they are a pathway to develop and most importantly, long-term, get into Liverpool's first team.
Yeah, I mean, we allow these young players to go out and own because you see other clubs, top clubs, that just leave these kids in the youth team and then that they go nowhere really. Then get released. But yeah, Blackburn done well for us. We'll give them Morton, Elliott over the years, loaned them out. So Beck, there was a number of clubs after Beck. QPR wanted him, I think, on a permanent, but obviously that didn't come to fruition.
He was on loan in Scotland last year.
Yeah,
Wasn't he? Dundee. He had a very, by all accounts, he was.
Well, we called him back, didn't we? He was on loan there. We called him back. Klopp gave him a conversation on the bench about something. Then he went back to on loan to Dundee, and obviously now he's going to Blackburn. Right step, I think, in his development. The Championship is probably the toughest league in the world in terms of the physicality. And the amount of games you're playing it. So if you're getting good game time there, listen, he could be worth 2 million now. He could be worth 8 million when he comes back off loan, and you can potentially sell him on if he don't fit into the fan. So you've made money there. It's what it's all about. It's all about getting these young kids game time to see if they can, if they're about it, if they're good enough to take the next step up to Liverpool, or he comes back to Liverpool. And a low-level Premier League team might fancy him, and you've done him the service of giving him a career, really, by playing him, loaning him out, getting development, learning, and he can still have a career elsewhere. Don't have to be at Liverpool.
Yeah, it's Rick's spot on there, Kevin, in regards to that. I think, as we've mentioned, Chelsea as well, it is disappointing, and like the modern era we do find ourselves in, like obviously we're a YouTube channel, we speak about transfer news, and obviously the fandom surrounding not just Liverpool, but every footballing club out there in European football at the minute is everyone's just fascinated by transfers, and we can understand why, because they do generate a lot of interest in everything. But I think the fundamental principles of what has made great football clubs and even greater sides in the history of football is developing their youth talent, and there needs to be obviously what's happening at Chelsea. Like, they just sold Conor Gallagher. Like, he's come through the ranks. Even Mason Mount he flogged as well the year prior. We don't want to be a club like that, Kev. I think even if we do sign players from the likes, obviously, it was the young lad that you mentioned there before, Rick. He scored in the pre-season game. The lad that we signed from Leicester.
Leone.
Yeah, obviously, so we signed him at like 15, 16, but we developed him into the first team. But there needs to be that transparency, really, with young players or any youth talent coming through, that there is a clear pathway.
Well, Liverpool is a football club that does that anyway. They're a football club that develops players and gives them an opportunity more so than most other clubs. Now, regardless of that, you have to look at the reality of it, and there's about 2% of those that get opportunities to come through to the first team. So what are you going to do with the other 98%? Not make a profit off them? So if we built that academy was 150 million, 150 million, whatever it was, to develop these type of players, they'll all be given the pathway there, but then they have to get to a certain stage where they're going to develop even further and make it to the first team and get an understanding of what it is to be a Liverpool Football Club player. And they're given a great opportunity. They're treated like gold inside these academies. But the Liverpool Academy itself, even for a massive club as Liverpool, they're not being elitist or anything like that. They give every single person that comes through that door an opportunity to make it to the first team, and I'm very, very proud of what we do with our academy. No regards to some of them not be coming through, and there is like a bit of a transition between managers, and if there is a transition between managers, then why? It can't be expected that you're going to still break into the team, from the Klopp style. You're going to have to develop a game into a slot style. You're going to have to develop a game to suit what way the first team plays. Now, it's unfortunate that it does slow down the development of the guys that are just below the fringe, that are just about to break in, and they just have to develop a bit more to change. But some of them are already at the point where they're probably at a peak within this club, and they could probably do better going at another club. So if Bobby Clark was given a promise by Klopp and all that, he would see game time. He saw game time. He didn't really make it to the first team on the slot. Slot didn't just suit his style. And he said, all right, we'll make 10 million off of him and we'll sell him on. And he was happy to go to get first team football at a good club. He'll be the same with Bajčetić. They'll probably see more of a future for Bajčetić because of his style of play. He's been pretty much trained under Thiago since he arrived. Thiago kind of taught him how to play. Some of his turns, some of the stuff he does on the pitch is very Thiago-esque. And also he's got a really good defensive mindset to him. So I think he's more valuable to the club right now. than that. But if you look at Bobby Clark having to leave, you had training only coming through, and they saw more of a future for him. You already have Curtis Jones there. You already have McAllister there. You know, you already have players like Elliott that can play on that side. Gakpo can come back to that position. Diaz can play in that position. Bobby Clark was already down at about eight choice on that list, and for the club to make the money back off of him, that's good. And you got to look at the reality of who's actually going to break in and take over in this club. Gravenberch looked like most people just complaining, like, what does he actually do within the club? And he was brought in as a senior player. And then you could see, actually, we've been saying it for a couple of years, that maybe he could be a number 6 type player if we wanted to be, but not a number 6. Then we kind of said last season, me and you, Jack, we were kind of saying, no, maybe he's not a number 6. Maybe he doesn't have the ball game for that. But then we didn't see that the slot style of football is more of a double pivot. Can he play double pivot? Hell yeah, he can. So he can easily do that, you know, and very, very well. So you might be able to play the old number 6, but he can sit in that position and play the double pivot. So there's 2 different styles of play to that. A lot of people get them mixed up of how they work. And the number 6,
we know.
You know, a lot of people just kind of get mixed up with that. So there's a lot of youth that are coming through that are that are going. They're not going to develop to hit the Liverpool heights, but they will develop to get their own career going, and Liverpool will be a big part of that.
Yeah, lads, I was listening. Sorry, chat. I was just making a graphic on the fly there. Obviously, big up to everyone that did let me know. Obviously, this is the latest tweet that everyone was obviously alluding to in regards to getting it back to Chiesa. Liverpool and Juventus in direct talks, more or less what we spoke about yesterday as well. And a lot of the noise from Romano over the last couple of hours as well is it's going to be extremely close to probably getting a here we go. I'd say certainly in the next... probably possibly before tonight, or if not tomorrow morning. I think this transfer will develop really quickly. I think the fact that it's come through the press as quick as it has done over the last 48 hours, deals of this nature would have been certainly a couple of days or if not weeks down the line, really, as well. So that's just obviously anyone just tuning in as well this evening. We've mentioned, obviously, we were speaking that little segment there in regards to a possible loan for Owen Beck out there. Obviously, that was the tweet. Quickly one on the new kit launch as well, Reds. I like it. Obviously, I love the idea in terms of uniting the Liverpool game as well, getting the ladies football team involved as well, Rick. Are you going to be sporting this, or are you still going to be refusing to give FSG money, Rick?
I get, mate, listen, FSG ain't getting a penny off of me, mate.
Oh, there we go.
What was the last one? The last one I bought was... last year's one. I had last year's one, to be fair.
So there you go. You financed Salah's new contract, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm hoping to finance his new one this year. But no, listen, the away kit and this kit are nice. I like these 2 kits. I'm not too sure about the home one, but this one, I'm just not a fan of the upside down badge. Like, I get what they're trying to do. I
like it.
Adidas have done the Adidas Originals as everyone's third kit this season. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. It's a nice kit. I think we'll wear it, once away to Villa.
I love it. It's really clean. The only thing that I don't like, chat let us know, is the
collar.
I don't like the yellow bit. If there was no yellow on it, it'd be much better.
I don't know, but it's like a yellowy gold. It's a tradition of Liverpool, isn't it? Like, it's
yeah.
We've got to have a little bit of gold because we are royalty in English football, as we know. Champions League 6 times, if you didn't know.
Has that some more this kit yet, though?
I don't think so. It looks very similar.
Yeah, it looks familiar to last year, is it, or the year before?
I think Kev's shot off to go and buy it there. You were quick there, Kev. But chat, let us know your thoughts on that. Obviously, we had the camouflage, like, goalie kit. Was it a couple of seasons ago? Kev, do you like this one? I like it. The only, as I said, is the left-hand side of that collar. So there, I would have liked to have connected. But I really like it. And obviously the idea behind it is, and the message is really important as well, in terms of obviously getting the ladies involved, or in terms of uniting that Liverpool as a football club, and hopefully the ladies football team for Liverpool, very close last year, considering that they've obviously come back into the WSL and hopefully do really well, Kev. But in terms of that kit, do you like it? I like the...
Yeah, I like it, man. It's a plain white one. It's got the red badge. It's got the red tick. Everything is good. So
yeah, all good, that's right. But yeah, chat. Let us know in terms of it's all good, mate. Yeah, there you go. It's so good, lad. Right. We'll go on. We'll carry on. Obviously, chat. Let us know. We'll be buying that anyway. But in terms of, I think we've more or less covered the bases this evening, chat. Obviously, if anyone just tuning in this evening, obviously this is the latest up to date. We might be live again this evening, chat. Obviously, if anything, if we get ahead to go, certainly. It's all right. Oh, good, man.
Potty training, baby.
So if we do get ahead to go, we go from Fabrizio this evening. We'll be here straight as we possibly quickly can in regards to getting the official announcement. Just certainly in the next 24 hours, probably by the end of tonight, we will get a Mavrashvili official confirmation and agreements on that announcement. We know, obviously, we had images of him in a Liverpool shirt this afternoon as well from a couple of the journalists that did tweet it as well. So that's more or less boxed up as well.
Owen Beck's gone. Liverpool confirmed he's gone on loan.
Oh, so more or less Liverpool watching our stream. You love to see it. Has he gone to Rovers?
Yeah, Liverpool confirmed season-long loan at Blackburn Rovers.
There we go. Who needs LFC TV and all that? You can get all of these here. But yeah, nice one as well. So best of luck, Owen. Obviously, I think that's a phenomenal move for the young lads anyway, and hopefully we do see a lot of more improvements off the back of last season's Dundee appearance as well. Kev, closing thoughts, mate, and then we'll read out the last couple of we'll go through the back end of the show, chat. We'll get to all your comments and read through them all, and then we'll conclude there, mate. But Kev, closing thoughts on hopefully Chiesa, we see a bit more developments and that in regards to other centre halves coming into the football club as well, mate.
Yeah, look, if you told me that we get a backup for Salah in, if you told me that we'd get a centre half covering or anything like that, I'd be happy at the end of the window. Like, as I said before, we don't need the out and out number 6. We just need a good midfielder to come in. If we were to lose all our midfielders, really, like if Gravenberch takes an injury this season, we could go ahead and play the role with McAllister and Szoboszlai in there and what. So look, there's cover on the bit. There's no real need for an out and out number 6 anymore. We're just at least players in there that can double pivot and tackle a bit and at least cover. We were a bit overwhelmed last season with Ouattara ended up being mostly an out and out number 6, but that's the best we could hope for anyway. But look, ahead, Chiesa will be a great backup for Salah, and I think going forward it'll be a good season, to be honest with you.
Yeah, 100%. If I can last a sign in the offer, Paul, not just getting one, we're getting two. Obviously, just Mavrashvili, obviously in 2025. But obviously to round off from you, Ricky, closing thoughts, mate, on obviously hopefully in the next 24, 48 hours we'll be doing shows most nights as well. So we'll keep you all up to date as well. But yeah, it's.
And I'll be at the front for the next one.
Yeah, Manchester United as well on the horizon, Rick. You looking forward to that game on the weekend?
Hopefully we smashed them at the weekend, so we owe them one anyway for last season.
Yeah, 100%. So chat, if you are watching, if you're just tuning in late, obviously you can rewind the episodes. Do drop a like on the video. Try and get to 100 likes if we possibly can. If you haven't dropped a like on the video, please do. You're absolute legends, everyone. Massive thank you for all the support as well on all the videos. Massive thank you to the lads. Obviously, Ricky from the 1892 Reds TV. Obviously, Kev from Spider LFC as well. All the links to the lads' socials are in the description as well. But if anything else develops this evening or for next 48 hours, we'll be here on the channel. So keep your eyes peeled as well and get involved with all the other fellow Liverpool channels out there creating amazing content as well. Do drop them a thumbs up on all the videos. It really helps out every creator on every platform as well. That's the biggest thing you can do for any creator, whether you're watching gaming, sports or whatnot. Give them a thumbs up. And obviously, even better if you can share their content on other platforms as well. That's how it boosts all the algorithm and all that good stuff. But we'll quickly wrap through as many comments as we possibly can. But yeah, memes going. Yeah, Barcelona, they are finished, mate. They are done. Can't we? Charlie said, can't we for Adidas next season? Yeah, it's. They will be the new kit supplier for next season, which is good. Shades of when we used to have Xavi Alonso and Steven Gerrard. Remember those Adidas adverts? The legendary one where they were in the Melwood training grounds where I think it was like when Gerrard and Alonso were on like the halfway line, and they just shot out the footies from going about 20, 30 mile an hour into the sky, and both of them were they real, Rick? Like in terms of when they just smashed. I don't know if they were set up, but
yeah.
if you know, I'll leave the link into that video anyway. But I'm hoping you were real, but the magic of television and green screen and all that, it's a lot of it's staged nowadays anyway. But it's like to hope that Gerrard and Alonso could hit a 10 pence piece on a sixpence, really, on a spoon on the halfway line in the Bundesliga, lads, from 50 yards away. So it's going to be one of them. Keep it soft. It's nice. Big up there, Adventure as well. Big up there, Fuse Allison's. Big up there, Three-Eyed Raven. Great name. I have people confused by Allison's saying he's happy at Anfield and is open to extend his contract, and the club spending 40 million on this new keeper. In regards to what, mate, obviously we're not confused. I think it's very much, I think everyone's singing from the same hymn sheet in reality, Raven, in regards to future-proofing the goalkeeping department, because when that inevitable time would come in the next 2, 3, 4 years where Alisson would need to leave, it would be negligence, really, and that's the key word, is if Liverpool didn't have any backup plans, really, because we just, Alisson said, sounds, I'm leaving, and we're like, oh, but we've got possibly the best young goalkeeper. He's got the highest value in European football for goalkeepers in his position. Kev, do you want to say something there, mate?
Yeah, like if you think of Alisson last season, Kelleher played more games.
And he's going to be on his way out in the next 12
months.
months.
So if Alisson does pick up a big injury again, we're going to need a top quality keeper to come in and play that kind of. Maybe Alisson's injury is something that does reoccur, and will keep him out for a few weeks at a time. You don't know what the club's thinking is, but they might that might be their thinking. So for me, that's what I think that they're looking at. Obviously, they Mamadashvili to come in and actually play these half the season games, or at least all the cup competitions and all of these. I think he'd be happy, but he'd be at Valencia for another season anyway. So
100%. So nice one there, David. Good to see a couple of new faces in here as well, and the regular ones as well. Massive thank you for all the great support this evening, everyone. Anyone watching on the repeats as well, do get involved. Everyone smashed it in the post-match live comments as well. Made sure to reply to all of them, and the lads on the panel, you were engaging with yourselves as well, which is all well and good. There was even someone calling someone moaning Myrtle, which is bad. Like it's typical. Like it was one of the comments was like, still complaining when Liverpool are signing, but like everyone's comments are entitled. But Reds, we can't moan when everyone's been saying we'd like signings, but when we bring in signings, don't complain then, because there's always excuses. He's crocked, but let's not forget we're not signing some fella from the third tier of Italian football. This is the Italian best attacking forward in their national side when he's back to full fitness. It's not just some random fella from Kerry. We've had these debates over the last couple of months as well, and Rick said that last night as well. You can't win with certain sections, sadly.
I'm the first one to talk about this because I hate the transfer window. Yeah. I think it only brings out the droves of people that just don't know what they're talking about within football. They might be fans of clubs, but they haven't got a clue what they're talking about when it comes to football, maybe. So most of this stuff that I see with people just complaining for the sake of it and just transfer, they'll be gone. When it comes to the transfer window, and the transfer window finishes on Friday, is it? When that transfer window is Friday, these people will not be posting from one end of the week to the next about Liverpool Football Club. They won't even be watching the games, and I'm talking the most vocal ones that they know get the biggest response just for transfer window arguing within Twitter and stuff like that. They won't be seen because they don't care about the football. They just care about the signings. That's it. And that's not the kind of football I care about, or the side of football that I care about. I don't care about transfer windows as long as we do the right business. I don't care, but I don't like the fantasy of it because it gives me no adrenaline rush, really,
The biggest adrenaline rush for any Liverpool fan out there is scored in a Champions League final.
Exactly.
When that second goal for Divock Origi went in, chat, my head went into Birkenhead. I was like,
licking a ginger fella's face.
What?
I was kissing him and licking his face because it was so good.
So sorry. Nick,
That's adrenaline rush. That's football.
That is pure football, and that's the best feeling, mate.
That's what it's about. That's the whole reasoning for football, man, is the excitement of scoring goals, winning trophies, doing all of that. Now, who signs in a transfer window? You could spend 19 million. You could spend 64 million on them, up to 100 million, and they could turn out to be a bit of a flop. Like Nunes at the moment. No offense.
I see a tweet earlier from someone saying that if Liverpool don't sign no one by the end of the window, they're not watching us against Man United on Sunday.
Like sound switch
exactly who they are. That's exactly who I'm talking about.
It's just madness, isn't it? But Reds out there, that the sensible ones are the both of us. Don't get me wrong, we'll get frustrated, we'll debate and we'll talk as well. But the most important thing is, even if the players that do stay and that do work the backside off in terms of representing the football club as well, whether Arne Slot wants to move them on in the next 12 months, we back all these players, ones that come in, the ones that go out on loan, the ones that leave. We wish them all well as well, because Liverpool Football Club, not just the team as well, but the whole ethos of the football club, the fans, togetherness as well. It means so much to every single Red out there as well. Just you never walk alone stands for something, and that's most importantly. We back our own as well, 100%. But big up there, Jen. Big up there, Jen. Hope you had a good day, mates. Big up there, Callum, and big up to everyone. Apologies. Maybe 1 second, we'll just get Truth's comments. Zubimendi made it clear. Yeah, he did, mate. So, yeah, as we said, I don't think that deal might be over. Possibly me and Rick and Connor obviously mentioned it on yesterday's episode. Go and check it out. No one's seen the episode yesterday. Go and check it out or whatnot. Rewind on this video to get all the latest up-to-date updates as well. What a player Alonso was, chat. But lads, everyone tuning in this evening, massive thank you for all your support. Rick, obviously, where can everyone find you, mate? And head over and subscribe. And any shows on the horizon for you?
Yeah, 1892 Reds TV. We're doing it early, but we're doing the United preview tomorrow because I think me and Luke are going to do a transfer show on Friday on deadline day. We'll have different people jump in and out whenever they feel like it. We're just going to leave it on, put the thing in the comments, the link. People can come on, have their say in terms of what the transfer day.
You got to wear a yellow tie when you come on as well, Loz.
Apparently, I've got to wear a yellow tie. I ain't got one, so we'll see. I want to make Luke wear it, but yeah. So Man United preview tomorrow.
You can get that yellow tag you get off of.
I might get you.
With a loaf of bread, you can just make a dicky ball with it.
Yeah, that's it. I might have to do that, Kev.
Yeah, so there we go. Head over to Ricky. Kev, obviously, how long have you got left on your holidays, mate? And massive thank you for joining me.
That was the wife. So I've got until next Wednesday left on my holidays, and I'll be back. Yeah, tomorrow. Today Tuesday. Yeah, tomorrow week. So I'll be back then. So
massive thank you for coming on, mate.
Tomorrow night, though, I'll be sitting out on a nice little deck chair outside in the quiet because they were all coming back from the swimming pool at the wrong time. That's the problem.
So you'd be glued around the bar watching a fussy, mate, of Liverpool buying more players as well. But enjoy it, mate. Chat, absolute legends. Massive thank you for all tuning in. On your way out, if you can do, you're absolute legends. Do drop a like on the video. Obviously, all the journalists' links and articles that we have obviously mentioned this evening, do drop them, follow, subscribe to them on all the social media links as well. Support all their content. They are in the description as well. So please do drop them all a follow as well, most importantly. But Reds, we'll be back again live tonight, event and news rating breaks. But we'll see you at the similar time tomorrow at 6:15. You never walk alone. Ta-ra.